Hi everyone. I just want to post a quick video real quick today. I don't normally make these, nor was I ever planning on making anything like it, but some people were asking about the video, my build that I posted yesterday, and honestly, I thought everybody already knew about this build, but I guess not. So I'm just gonna show you guys it real quick, how I got it to work, and also where to get the items to make it work. Uh, a lot of people say it's a bug, but I'm gonna explain like how it works, and you guys can decide if it's a bug or not. But either way, it's Borderlands. It's the point of the game is to break it and have fun, you know. So the first item we're gonna need is a Kickballer. You see, I have these two over here. They both don't have the Jacobs on it. We need something with a Jacobs license part. So this one right here is our golden ticket to this build. You're gonna take a kickballer with the Jacobs, and you're gonna have to find a way to make it crit. There's the main way to make it crit is people get a knife. I obviously don't have it though, but if you have a knife with the penetrator license on it, it will cause all of your damage to crit for 5 seconds, which makes this insane. But I have another way that I kind of like more than the penetrator knife because that's only a 5 second window where everything crits and then you can use it again and again. And I think it has three charges, but once you're out of those three charges, you're waiting for it to come back up again and you're not critting anymore with this. So the way I make my build work is I have this shattering blind box. And if you look at the first enhancement on it, Leaper, it makes Jacob's licensed parts gain a 40% chance to ricochet non-critical hits. So I don't even need to crit with this for it to ricochet. This just gives me a 40% chance to do it. So without the penetrator knife, obviously you can add the penetrator knife and it'll make this build even better than it already is. But without it, it still works. You just need a leaper enhancement somewhere. But all we'll do is we'll go over here. If I restart this, it might take a little bit. But every time one of these wall bounces, right, it gets a 40% chance to ricochet, and then this happens, right? So every time a ball bounces and ricochets to another person, it has a 40% chance to ricochet to another person. Takes a little bit to get going with this build, but once you get going, I mean, you can look in the background. I also don't even have my action skill up. Once you put your action skill up, it's just gonna delete everything. But yeah, that's the main point of the build. I can also show you guys my skills real quick, just so you know. I take a little bit different route. We have Deft Hands 5 of 5, Jiraga or Haraga, Maestro, and then we'll take Instincto. Then we go down over here, we put 5 into Asymmetric Warfare, 5 into Errant Spark, and then 1 into Lateral Pinking. And then I just had a couple extra points, so I just threw them into Lifesteal because Lifesteal is amazing and I love it. Then we come over to our middle tree here, where we're going to take the Corrosive. This actually does a lot more damage than you think it would. Like, a lot more. But then we'll take 5 into Pain Reaction. We'll take 1 into El Alacron, or however you say that. And then we have to put 1 point into Concentrated Buildup. I'll be honest, I don't even aim anymore, but if you don't put 1 point into this, you can't go into Inspirado. And with Inspirado, and I believe, yeah, it's Instincto, you're basically going to have your Peacekeeper cannons up 24/7. You can have them up and never have them go down. It's pretty insane. And then we'll take Barrage. This gives us splash damage, which pairs super good with our Kickballer, because our Kickballer does splash damage. And then I put 1 point into Tamario. Uh, if you have, this is a really good skill, but I have a mod that gives me 4 levels on it. So if you wanna, you can always mess around with this. This is just what I like, but this is a really good skill to have, and it gives you a ton of damage. And then I have Soltado from a class mod also. But yeah, that's it. It's pretty simple. To get this Kickballer shotgun, you're gonna farm Mr. Sludge Maw up here, and then he will drop the Kickballer shotgun. I apologize if you're doing that. Sludge Maw is annoying as hell to farm. He just sits in the ground for 30 seconds, but I digress. So you guys go. You know how to make the Kickballer build work. Let's get a Kickballer with Jacobs on it. Have some way to crit with the Kickballer, which is my enhancement. Obviously, if you find a Leaper enhancement on something else, just take it. It makes this build work. Somebody told me this was trash, but this makes my entire build work. So I don't think it's too trash. And then if you want, you can get the amp. 200% damage on the next shot, so your next ricochet is just going to be insane. That also makes it work. But I always forget that this even exists. And then finally, if you get a penetrator knife, makes the build even crazier. And then I also just run the onion shield. I'm just going to tell you, even if you have the onion shield, you're going to die like 90% of the time anyway. But it does help. So, alright guys, I appreciate it. You have any more questions, want to see any more builds or anything, just let me know. Like I said, I don't normally plan on doing tutorials, but if you guys ask, I mean, I give the people what they want. So, have a good one, guys.